Coming up to the entrance of Lituya Bay now, and the information we have says the first thing to know about Lituya Bay entrance is that it has killed many people. The coast pilot warns in no uncertain terms that the entrance is dangerous and should never be attempted except in slack water because of currents up to about 7 knots. But amazingly, it's slack water in about 5 minutes time. We timed it perfectly. Well, we made it through safely. Incredible timing, having come up, what, 90 miles and then arriving just at exactly when the tide went slack, and we just went straight through. There's some lead markers on the mountain which give you a good guide in, but I was worrying about getting through there. I thought, you know, if we were there too late or too early, we'd just have to maybe miss the whole place, but excited to be in here. It's an amazing place.
We just put our prawn trap out. Hopefully we catch some prawns by dinner time.
It seems so peaceful here in Lituya Bay, but actually about 57 years ago, in 1958, there was the world's largest mega tsunami actually happened here. The largest wave in the world ever was in this bay because of an earthquake. That was a huge mountainside up there where 2,000 feet of mountain just collapsed and fell into the water, the inlet at the head of the bay, and just ejected this enormous wall of water which came and bounced off mountains and reached up, wiped out trees up to 18,000 feet, so that's 600 meters. That's how high the initial wave was. It just snapped trees off, and then the wave came all the way down here, and just you can still see a line along the shore on each side up to 100 meters high. Just completely all the trees have been wiped out, and now 50 something years later you can see the new tree growth, like a lighter green, kind of smaller trees. But when that wave actually happened, there were 3 fishing boats moored in here, and they were all woken up by the sound of this huge mountain just collapsing, and they all watched transfixed at this huge wave just coming down the bay. But one boat was anchored back over there somewhere, and he saw the wave coming. It completely went over this island that we're anchored in front of now, and he saw this huge wall of water. Then it had come down to about 75 feet high, and he tried to pull his anchor up and get out of there, put a life jacket on his son, but he couldn't get the anchor up. It had jammed on the bottom. So then he tried to let all the anchor chain out in the hope that he could ride up over it, and this wall of water got them, and the boat just kind of lifted up vertically up the face of this wall of water, and then the chain snapped, and he amazingly managed to kind of steer the boat around all these trees and other stuff that was going on. But yeah, he made a mayday call out saying that all hell is broken loose inside here in Lituya Bay, and he thinks he's had it. Goodbye. But amazingly, yeah, he survived.
Chris just came back from pulling up the prawn trap, and we got 50 prawns, and they're huge.
Look at the size of these prawns we just got. Unbelievable. It's like
really good.
See there where the whole mountainside came down, 2,000 feet of mountain, filled up this whole fjord here, and just ejected this huge wall of water that went over this way, and just rushed up and just completely took out this whole side of the mountain here, all the trees.
Such a beautiful spot. The keyhole in the glacier is just incredible to watch. Big waterfall going down. You can see some bear prints through the water here. Just having a beautiful campfire in lovely Lituya Bay. Playing a game of cards, drinks, snacks. Life's good.
What have we got for breakfast this morning?
We've got prawn omelette for breakfast this morning.
Prawn omelette? Wow. Oh, that looks pretty good. So we just made it out of the deadly Lituya Bay exit, and it was pretty terrifying actually. We got to some what were apparently updated times for when the tide should slacken, which was only half an hour different from when we calculated it should be. But we thought we'd go with these new updated times, and we kind of went to near the entrance and looked through the binoculars. You can see big surf breaking, and then it calms down over the space of about 5-10 minutes. And then at that time we went through, sucked through. But yeah, the waves are still a bit more jostly than I thought they'd be, and there was still about a knot or knot and a half current with us. Makes a big difference. Yeah, I was remembering the story that I think it was 21 or maybe 23 people were killed in one go on that place. Pretty notorious exit. But anyway, we're safely on our way. But a little lesson learned. I think we don't rely on other bits of information where we don't really know where they came from. So yeah, that's good. We had a perfect stay there. Lovely spot, beautiful. We had a little campfire on shore. Caught plenty of shrimp. And yeah, loved it. So now we've only got day sails left, hopefully. Now we're going to go to the beginning of the inside passage. This is Elfin Cove.
This town's pretty cute. It's all on boardwalks, everything. All the buildings, the parkways, it's all boardwalks. It's really nice.
Look at this place. It's got salmon berries on all sides. You pick them whenever you walk along. Yum. Blueberries also.
Elfin Cove. We're going through this beautiful little channel, and we got up to 9 knots, so we're going with the tide. We've got a nice tailwind. It's pretty cruisy. We've already seen one cruise boat though, and a few whales, dolphins, seals, otters. Pretty beautiful. Perfect sailing conditions. Just anchored in Whitewater Bay, just on Admiralty Island. Apparently it's got one of the largest populations of brown bears in southeast Alaska, so we'll see what we see. We'll go for a little walk.
Found so many of these clam shells or cockle shells washed up everywhere that I thought there must be some hiding down here. And a quick little dig in the mud. Look at that. They say if the month doesn't have an R in it, then they're not poisonous. So that sounds really safe to me. And today has June, July. Okay, we'll try and have this to our chowder.
This is just beautiful walking through this forest. It's just carpeted with green moss. Watch out, bears.
Guess the eagles around here like to eat crab. So we figured rather than walk along the shore, we saw how fast this tide's flowing in. We just hopped in the dinghy, and now we're just getting this magic carpet ride through this inlet into a much longer internal lagoon, hoping we'll come across bear or bird life, but it means we don't need to walk through the jungle announcing our presence to the bears. We can kind of sneak in now. I think this is just tide. We're going in so fast. How good is this? Public free hot tubs. We're in Baranoff Warm Springs. We just came and tied up to the dock. There's an amazing waterfall out there, and you can walk through the bush, and there's berries on the side of the path, and a beautiful little hot pool right up near the waterfall where you can get in, and it's so warm. But there's also these free public bathhouses where you can just come in and have a bath with a little window, and it's pretty cool.
So apparently all these buildings fell down because they had a record amount of snowfall one year, 135 feet.
Wow.
How good is this? Hot springs are just there, there's a waterfall behind. Beautiful. So hot, it burns so hot. We're just entering Bluff Bay. There's lots of steep kind of cliffs still coming down and waterfalls on them. It's really beautiful. Unfortunately, it's still kind of raining. Has been for the last few days, but it's Alaska. Just went for a little row around the bay. Didn't see very much, but it was nice to get some exercise because it's been raining all day and I haven't been able to get off the boat. It's very good. Holy Jesus! That's huge!
I know, I just caught it.
Wow! Wow, is that salmon or?
Salmon.
Really, that's your first salmon that you've ever caught? Like
Properly. I know,
like
it jumped
that.
right out of the water and
Oh my god.
I was sure I was going to lose it.
That's amazing. King salmon?
It might be a coho or a sockeye.
We might be
Don't know.
eating him for the next 3 days.
I know.
Wow. This is the waterfall that we just sailed past on the way into the bay. So big and beautiful. So after 2 nights in Red Bluff Bay, we were on our way off to Petersburg.